Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you're new here, we do a bunch of blind tastings, and every once in a while we will do a review if we think it will be helpful to you, and we think both of these will be actually. So we usually taste blind, and that removes any bias, labels, hype, and gives you the most honest opinions possible. We are going to try to be as honest as possible with both of these. We have tasted both of them before, but it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Both of these were sent to us. However, that does not color our opinion.
Well, and they didn't ask us to talk
Right.
about it. They just sent them to us,
Right.
and we're choosing to talk about them.
We don't have to give clearance on this to them. They don't have to. They don't get to see this before it airs. Also, we got so many whiskey bottles in this house. We need another whiskey bottle, like we need another hole in our heads. We're going to be honest, and you can believe or not believe that. That's your prerogative. If you watch the channel, I think you'll know that we tend to be fairly honest people that are going to shoot you straight. So we're going to get into this. Both of these are interesting because they're new to market double-barreled products, or double-oaked rather. This barrel foundation is actually double-oaked, whereas this 13th Colony 113 special release it would be considered double-oaked in the sense that they use maple spirals in the barrels.
Okay, so it's been in one barrel, but
Right.
there were other wood elements introduced into that barrel.
Right. So
okay, got it.
if you're double-barreling something, you're putting it in a new barrel.
2 barrels.
Like this. Whereas if you're double-oaking something, you can add cubes, staves, spirals,
That's
all that
good
sort
to know.
of stuff.
I didn't know that distinction was there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the barrel is 100 proof, $55.
Okay.
The 13th Colony is a special release. It's their special release this year. There's a lottery going on for it right now, and it is has been maple spiral staved essentially.
Okay.
So that's how they're getting the double oaking process on this. The barrel's $55, 100 proof. This is 113 proof, $65.
Okay.
Releasing in limited markets and in online lotteries.
Okay.
I want to cover this for some very specific reasons. We'll see if we get on these what we've got on them previously. Little nerd info, because I'm the whiskey nerd here. I would want to know this. The barrel is a blend of Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, and Maryland, ranging from 5 to 9 years in that blend.
Okay.
With a derived mash bill of 73% corn, 23% rye, and 4% malted barley. And I mention that because the 13th Colony's mash bill is very close to the barrel. It's 70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. This is MGP from Indiana, and it does say so on the bottle that it's distilled in Indiana. So we have a little bit of a proof difference, also somewhat of a price difference. We're going to start with the barrel, which is on our right, your left. And let's get into the nose. I haven't had this since I think we tried it on a live stream a few weeks back.
I haven't either.
So, on the nose.
Oh, it smells good. It smells fruity.
Yeah, man.
Kinda.
It smells a little bit more. So, yes, it does smell fruity. And on the live stream, I did get a very fruit-forward aroma on it and on the palate. But smelling it right now, I'm getting that plus the little bit of that double barreling in kind of a maple syrupy type of way. Funny enough, the 13th Colony is maple staves or spirals, whereas this is just a double barrel. But there's a little bit of if you've had Woodford Reserve double oaked, and there's this kind of, I don't know, syrupy sweetness to it.
Yeah.
That's in this.
I can see that. It's very subtle though. I'm also getting a little bit of white rubber. Like a clean white sneaks. I love that. I know when I say that, people are like, oh, how can that be good? Clean white sneakers, the way that smells, it smells so good to me.
Yeah, I think this smells really good. And, when you think about $55, 100 proof, I mean, $55 for a double oaked period, the first place my mind goes is Woodford Reserve double oaked. Kind of the standard. This has to be better than that to be worth the money. Otherwise, why would you buy this
What's the
when you
proof
could just
on
buy
Woodford?
Woodford? 90.4. So
And
this has more proof points.
This is 100?
100,
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I love the way this smells. Let's get into the palate.
So it's a little brighter than I typically get with double barreled things.
Good point.
I tend to that tends to bring out the darkness, but this is gone towards the light. In a good way, I think. I can't decide.
Well, you can't always trust that first sip. I will say on first impressions, I am getting what you're getting. I am getting those brighter notes.
Yeah.
There's almost summer fruits, maybe even a little bit of pear or something in here. But the thing about it is I do get those darker notes as well. It's just not all dark. Like Woodford Reserve Double Oaked is just dark notes.
It's
and
dark
woodiness.
On the finish. It's the darker notes coming through on the finish for me.
Yeah, this has surprisingly a very full spectrum of flavor, from the dark notes to the bright notes, and they're all kind of seemingly balanced, but you can't trust that first sip. Let's get another one.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. Like it's very good. I think for me, when I see double barreled, I expect a little bit darker. So it's not what I expected. And you know me, I like expectation management is a big deal for me in real life and in whiskey. And I think I'm going to go just okay on this.
Interesting.
Like it's good, but it's not what I expected it to be because I expected it to be darker.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at.
For me, I think it's so often all the double oaked products lean into all the darker side, and you don't get this well-crafted full spectrum of flavor. A lot of those double oaks, I only reach for them when I'm in the mood for a double oaked. This is a pour that I could just drink anytime.
Yeah, it's almost like you can't tell it's been double oaked.
So the Barrel Foundation 5-year that's not been double oaked, we did a video on that a while back. What this adds is it adds a little bit on the base spectrum. Like that one was more all bright, whereas this one brings in the double barreling did wonders. I would buy this. I would not buy the Foundation 5-year. I'd buy the double barrel personally.
And honestly, so for me, I'm giving it just okay because when I want a double oaked product specifically, I want it to be darker. But if you didn't tell me this was double oaked, I would say I would give it a thumbs up. I wouldn't have those expectations of the darker notes because this does taste balanced. It is very good. So for what it is, I am going just okay. On what's in the glass, if you told me it's not double oaked, I'd be thumbs up.
Does that make
sense?
That's a very good point because when you're at home watching and you're thinking, how am I going to spend my money? I like Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. I'm going to go buy something else. I want it to be like that, but more powerful, more proof, 100 proof maybe. You're want to take a step up. This isn't Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. I welcome that, and I really, really enjoy this. If I'm, other than like Barrel Seagrass, which we love, but that's like a high proof, crazy finished rum rye. Sorry, it's finished in rum,
and it's definitely finished. You can tell it's finished.
Yeah. Other than that, I think this might be my favorite core barrel offering in their lineup. It
is good.
I'm very impressed by this. I did not expect to like it as much. I like the Foundation fine, but I wasn't goo goo gaga over it.
Yeah.
I really like this. I think this is an emphatic thumbs up for me personally.
And if you're someone who maybe like is trying to dabble in double oaked, but double oaks are too dark or too syrupy or too whatever, this could be a good like stepping stone to that.
Also, I'll say I don't think there's much on the market like this that is double oak but has this full spectrum of flavor. So I think it brings something new to the market.
Okay.
Let's get into this 13th Colony now. Some would say the star of the show. It is their special release. You got to enter a lottery to even get your hands on it. It's only distributed in a few states. Hard to find.
It smells good. It smells very bright though.
If you're watching this video, you may notice that the barrel doesn't have a lot out of it, because we are the only ones that have drank that other than some samples we sent out from Livestream winners. You will notice that the 13 Colony Double Oaked has quite a lot out of it because I've taken this to bottle shares. I have shared this with as many people as I can because I want to see if my opinion on it is correct or if it changes as I try it. This smells like a corn husk doll to me.
I'm getting graininess on it as I was just comparing these two.
So this is what every time I try this.
I need you to like speak to this experience.
I am.
Okay.
Every time I try this 13th Colony 113, again, they did send this to us very graciously. We are very thankful that they did. We do have to be honest. Our integrity stands above, like, we don't, free bottles are great and all, but our integrity stands above that. This is MGP. This is 21% rye MGP bourbon. It smells like craft whiskey. And I've never smelled MGP that smelled like craft whiskey before. It smells like craft bourbon.
And I didn't pick that up initially, but then I smelled it against this, and that definitely comes forward when you smell it against some other things.
Now, it is important to note, we do know that this is a 5 to 6 year blend of barrels, so it doesn't have a lot of age on it. Expectations aren't that it's going to come out tasting like 13th Colony Double Oaked, which is really what put them on the map.
Dude, that's their best product.
Right. Or even the 15th anniversary, which I think was 9 years old, at least, and that's different too. This is much younger. This is more in line with their main line offerings of the bourbon and the rye. This does smell like a bit of an amped up version of their bourbon. So if you do have their bourbon and you get that little bit of graininess, like corn grain on the nose, you're getting that on this as well. It's just amplified a little bit. And I'm going to be honest, I don't like that amplification because I don't personally like that specific note.
You've been talking a lot. Let's drink.
Let's go.
So, I will speak to the craftiness. It does come across a little bit crafty, but it's very subtle. So, in like the grand scheme of like craft notes, it's lower on the spectrum. But there is a craftiness to it where it tastes like an off-grain profile. And maybe it's the maple staves they put in it that makes it taste that way. I don't know if they're using MGP distillate, like that's very traditional grains.
Yeah.
So I wonder why it doesn't taste like that.
It might be the age that it's at. It could be the maple stave or the spirals. It could be the Georgia heat where they're aging it. You said subtle. I do not get subtle craftiness on this. I get a very predominant, heavy-handed corn note. I've seen some other reviews on this. I disagree with all the ones I've seen personally. And I was hoping every time I taste this, I hope it's different, but I'm getting a lot of corn grain on this, which to me for a special release item, even though I know it's 5 or 6 years, this is 5 years and I don't get any graininess on the barrel.
Yeah.
I do get heavy graininess on this 13th Colony.
Yeah, and I will say, like, if this was a head-to-head, I would pick the barrel over this. And not to say 13th Colony doesn't do good stuff, because they do. This is just not for me. Well, but they're double oaked all over that. I mean, if I could get it, I can get it. But, like, if I could get it, all over that business.
Yeah, you know, at the end of the day, I will go back and visit the barrel again just to be sure, but I find the barrel to be a much more pleasurable drinking experience, and I don't have to enter a lottery to get it, and it's $10 cheaper, and it's available in so many more markets. Like, I can just order this delivered to my door in some states, or do curbside pickup.
So do you have a rating for this? We did give this a rating. I didn't know if we were going to officially do that, but I just did. Yeah,
I mean, I'm teetering between just okay and thumbs down, to be honest. And I want to be honest in that I think that me wanting to say thumbs down, that is a very strict, now that I've tried it, if I were in a store and got a chance to try this and there was a bottle on the shelf and they said, here, try this. And I tried it. And they're like, here's the bottle. You can buy it for $65. I would pass. I would just pass, personally speaking. Do I think it's bad whiskey? No. Am I getting flaws in it?
Right.
No.
But
I am getting...
Thumbs down for us means we would not buy it.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's bad. So when we do our ratings, I think we need to start saying this more. It's more about what the value is to us. And you can take that with a grain of salt. So for us, it is not worth the price. So it would be a thumbs down to you. You would be, if given an opportunity to buy it, you would not buy it.
Yeah, I would pass.
If you were, I'm not buy, it's thumbs down. If you're like, I might buy, it's just okay. If you're like, I will buy, it's thumbs up. And if you're like, definitely buy, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
So I won't buy, so thumbs down.
Yeah, so for me, the barrel is going to be a thumbs up. The 13th Colony 113 special release is going to be a thumbs down for me personally. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a pour in a bar if you find it. It is a special release. I'm not saying don't buy a bottle if you get an opportunity to.
Well, and if you can part with the money, it might be worth trying to see if you like it, and then you know you won't buy it again if you don't like it.
But buy it with appropriate expectations.
Yeah.
So that's just how I feel. What's your rating on 13th Colony?
I mean, I probably wouldn't buy it either, but...
Wow, I just went back to the nose on the barrel, and it made me smile.
Yeah, I know.
It made my heart smile.
I probably am. I won't buy it either. A thumbs down, technically. But again, to the previous point, doesn't mean it's bad whiskey. It just means we're not going to buy it.
Yeah, which is, for a special release, it is a bit disappointing, especially as much as we love their double oaked. And we did like the 15th anniversary special release that they did. But by far, our favorite thing that they do is the double oaked. And some of the single barrels that they do, or the cask strength, amazing as well. We do love those. I should say the cask strength is probably our second favorite offering, mainline to the double oaked for them. But yeah, this is a very interesting head-to-head. I mean, double oaking and double barreling and things like that are a technique that distillers are using to put a little bit more of a oaky influence on younger bourbon, which is what's happening here.
Yeah.
It's just that one of these highlights a little bit more of blending and finishing nuance and balance, whereas this 13th Colony, that would be the barrel, by the way, and then the 13th Colony is a little bit more just like you're getting the whiskey grain and you're getting, you know, that maple spiral. You know, it's a little bit more heavy-handed in its approach. And it's driven a little bit by proof as well. Okay. 113 versus 100 proof.
Okay.
But yeah. Only, look, don't take our opinions as gospel. If you get a chance to taste these, we would definitely recommend trying them if you can and seeing what you think about them yourselves. And if you're not familiar with our content here, we would recommend checking out some other videos, seeing what we think about some Pours Blind, so you can kind of get a bead for our palate, and that will help you. We always actually recommend that, whether you watch our channel again or not. The other channels you're watching, if you're watching whiskey reviews, these are matters of taste, and they are subjective. At the end of the day, this is not an objective truth. Whiskey is a drink just like food. Some people like cheeseburgers, some people like tacos.
Some people like spicy food, some people hate spicy food.
Some people like Coca-Cola, some people like sweet tea, some people like both. You know, there's it's taste. It's matters of taste. So we hope you found this helpful. And with that, I think we will... Oh, I should mention our Patreon community. Yeah. Down in the video description below, you will find a link. And if you're interested in trying things like these, you can get plugged in over there. For as little as $3 a month, it will get you access to Discord, and that's our private community where we're able to trade samples, help each other find bottles and all kinds of stuff, and where we release our barrel picks as well. So you can get all that down in the video description below, as well as at stuffandwhiskey.com, shirts, hats, glassware, all sorts of stuff.
All kinds of merch.
Yeah, you can check it out.
Yep. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Be good to each other, and until next time, cheers.
Cheers. So I did take this to the bottle share after the NBC pick.
I know, I was with you.
Yes.
I remember this.
Do you remember everybody's impressions on it?
I do, and I think Justin Williams was being over dramatic. I said it.
It's what he does.
I've said it to his face before.
It is what he does. But people weren't digging this.
I know. It's not bad.
We gotta be honest.
But it's not bad.
Yeah.
I want to be clear that it's not bad.
It's not good though.
It's just not worth
Yeah.
It's not worth the hassle to me that someone would have to go to get it.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to say that in a video. I meant to say, if you're trying to get this and you strike out, it's fine.
Well, you just said it.
Well, yeah. All right.
If people stick around.
See ya.
Peace.